Here we have a 2005 Skoda Fabia. It's fitted with the 1.2 3-cylinder petrol engine and it's got roughly 78,000 miles on the clock. As part of the service I'm doing on this Skoda Fabia today, we'll be changing the petrol fuel filter, which you will find underneath. So we'll take the car up in the air. So you'll find the fuel filter, petrol filter, on the driver's side rear on this model, kind of underneath the rear passenger's seating area. This is it here. As you can see, it's got a plastic holder. There is a Phillips screw tucked away up in there, which I will need to loosen. Also, you've got two fuel pipes this side and the same this side, just one, which will all need to be released. Right, I've got a stubby Phillips screwdriver here. There's one screw up in there which needs to be taken out. Kind of working blind a bit, I can't see what I'm doing. I think that's it. Ah, there we go. So next, it's going to be a little bit messy, but I'll try and release these pipes to get the filter out. Right, I've got an old baking tray here, hopefully catch some of the petrol in it. I'll put that out of the way for a moment because I want to try and release these pipes. You can see there's like a blue section which should push in. While you're pushing it in, well, I personally tend to push the fuel pipe on and push in. It kind of takes the pressure off of the clip a little bit and should make it easier to release, although these can be a bit of a pain. Maybe I'll try this back one first. Again, it's so difficult to see what I'm actually doing. The clip's gone in, that one's released. I think it'll be once we get one of the other pipes off, that's going to start dripping out. Doesn't really want to seem to go in, that clip. Right, let's try that top one. That one pushes in. Push it on a bit. I'll just let that drain down for a little while, otherwise it's going to go up my arm and everywhere. Right, so it's been a bit of a struggle, but I've managed to release the clips now, and once that top one is off, you can actually twist the filter, which really helped to remove that one. That's fairly empty now anyway. Now this filter, as you can see, it isn't a genuine Skoda filter. You should be able to pick one up in the region of £20, just under. Just take your registration number along to the usual place that you use to get your parts, and they should be able to recommend what fits your car. With this particular model, there was a choice of 3 different types, so I did actually have to look underneath and noted that it's got 2 pipes out of one side and 1 out of the other, which distinguished it apart from the other ones. So you can't really get this one wrong going back on, because it can only go round one way. But with the filters that have only got 1 pipe in and out, you normally get in, out, or you'll have an arrow for the direction of flow from the tank to the engine. Before I try and refit this, I'm just going to give it a little dust with some silicone spray, mainly because the rubber O-rings in those pipes, I think the petrol dries them out, and that doesn't help when you're trying to release them. I'll take that baking tray back down now. I don't think I'll be using this in the kitchen again. Right, so you can see that lug there locates in this little part here. Like so. Right, I'll see if I can push on that top pipe. You should get a click. Oh, very tight. I think that's on. Hopefully that's on. Yeah, that's not coming off. Yeah. Put a little bit more spray in that one actually. Seems to be the tightest one of all to fit. That looks like that's on now. Yeah, that's on there. And the last one, I was looking inside, you can just about see in the clip there to make sure, oh, it's a little bit difficult to show. There's a little bit sticking down there on either opposite sides inside. And when it slides on, that goes over the little rib that sticks out on the pipe. Unfortunately on that side you can just about see the bright blue part of the clip on the other side of the rib, so I know that that's snugly in place. Let's see if we can get this last pipe on. Bit of a fiddly one to change. Oh yeah, that was a nice positive click. That's what you should hear. Sadly the other side didn't make such a click. Right, okay, so now that's back on. We'll get this mount screwed back up. Right, again, kind of working blind. I've put the screw in. Hopefully that's located okay. Soon find out. Just make sure that little tab's lined up there. Right, that's done up tight. I think next I'll start the car up, make sure there's no leaks. Right, I've put the ignition on, you can hear the fuel pump run and prime the system. And I'll fire it up. Yeah, it might run a little bit rough to start with, just where it's got air in the fuel line. It shouldn't take long to clear. That all looks pretty good. You can give the pipes a little bit of a pull while the engine's running. They're under pressure then, so you know if they're not on properly they will leak. But that all seems good. I'm happy with that. Bit of a struggle, but you just got to kind of persevere. It's only where the car's a few years old now and the plastic clips, the rubber seals will dry out, but we got there in the end.